advertisement for part 2. Duels season. Here we go. All right. Such a nice ginger beard I have. That Twitch image is maybe not the best. Not sure. The Gang of Throws, that's what it should be called. Anyway, I changed the replays, and I even got this neat little image that the gentleman always updates for the 21 Duels. And we're looking at our guy Srownel right here, who has 4 lives, just like everyone else at the very start, and he's gonna fight the child first. So let's see how he does. He's right here in chat, having a blast, ready to be condemned like all the other players that I'm ruthlessly criticizing. No, it's not true. I'm trying to be as nice as I can be, which I know is not super nice, but you know. All right, 21 Duels Season 2 Part 2, Sly Fox versus the Child. This is not right. All right, let's do that again. Yeah, there we go. 21 Duels Season 2, Episode number 5, Part 2, Srownel versus the Child. Duel 1, Game 1. Here we go. So in the bottom to left hand corner of the map position of this map, we have Srownel spawning as Hopper. An ugly little base. High ground vision on top of it. No proper place to put your warrens. This is what I would call an ugly base. And in the right hand position on this map, we have the Child who's playing as Bellify. Both players are doing a little bit of scouting, as they should. Gonna fast forward that for a bit because I think I'm behind schedule. Alright, whoa. That's a safety warrant or an aggressive warrant? Not sure. If it's an aggressive warrant, I probably would have seen lizards. Alright, let's slow this down a little bit. Toronto's getting 2 warrants. And this is exactly what I was saying. Where do you put your warrants with an ugly base like this? I mean, you want high ground vision, so I guess one goes here and the other one is here, sort of protected by the pigs, but it's ideally you would have them like there on this map, right? It's always sad when chat's way funnier than you are. No, it's actually great. You guys should definitely be amusing to each other. Anyway, Toronto's gonna get for a little bit of an expansion right here. Not too much going on again. The Child's gonna get a tier 2. Fairly standard play. I think the Child maybe had a small opportunity here to deal some damage to the ugly Srownel base, but Srownel is a strong player. He is relatively new, I would say, but he's been learning super fast. And he's one of the better players actually right now that are active for sure. So Srownel's gonna do what the meta suggests. He's gonna get a farm on the mill. The Child's gonna get this campfire. Has a falcon out. More squirrels. Srownel's gonna get that chameleon. And pigeons. Pigeons can be good, mostly if you're attacking, I think. But I used to always take pigeons, but I'm not a huge fan anymore in every composition. They have their use, but they're not an auto pick, which is great because otherwise, I mean, auto picks are not good. Right? Chameleon's a little bit late to the party here, but they're doing their job terrifically. Pigeon's getting a lot of value here, and that's a win for Srownel, especially with that mill and farm. He was behind by 60 food, had defender's advantage, and that showed, as well as a better army composition for fighting with the chameleons. Their tanking is just worth a little bit more than the falcons with an army like this. I think if the chameleons were in front, they tanked the initial attack, Srownel would have won that fight even harder. I might have been able to pull back the chameleons, saving that, and thus a lot of food, winning it even harder. But I mean, Srownel, if you want to get roasted, I can do that. Alright, so the child's gonna move around, find a better angle of approach. This is a pretty strong army from the child. It's gonna be enough though. He takes down the chameleons. The falcons are still alive and shooting. Well, one goes down as I say that, and just not good enough. Just not good enough of an attack. The defender's advantage is too strong, and the army composition from Srownel is superior. So the child right now is panicking, running around left and right in his base, not sure what to do. And I'm gonna admit, I wouldn't know what to do in this position. He's gonna go for a little bit of poking, another attack maybe? Back and forth, no. He's gonna try to buy time to get up his economy and stall. That's what I think he's gonna try to do, which is his best move, I would say. But Srownel, I have a feeling he's not gonna allow the child to do it. Oh, he's trying to catch the army out of position, but units are fighting both the Warrens and the army from Srownel, and Srownel is just gonna clean this up. Very nice. It was a decent fight from the child, but this army from Srownel is looking very strong right now. The media is not gonna die anytime soon to these pigs. The child's losing his only chance to get back into this game, which was this mill. I'm gonna fast forward. Boom, boom, boom. GG. Alright. Srownel with a convincing victory in that first game. Defensive play, very much like the meta, which he has been, if I am not mistaken, complaining about. I mean, Srownel, you can't complain about the meta and then play the meta. It's not how it works. You gotta do those random decks, man. Alright, duel number 2, Srownel versus the child. Oh, I forgot to update the graph, but we'll do that after this game. Alright. In the bottom hand corner of this map, we have Srownel playing as Hopper. And in the top hand corner of this map, we have the child who's playing as Bellify with a wolf deck. Wolf, a slightly uncommon tier 3 choice because it's hard to use it correctly, but it can be extremely powerful. It's just that the fox and the badger have and the owl have a clearer purpose in a game, and wolf is kind of like, can do a lot of things. You gotta be a creative, the next level player like Chip and Jet and Gent to use that correctly. Ooh. There's a defensive mole from the child, but Srownel's not planning anything devious right now. He's just gonna get his farms up. Actually, did the child already? No, he was unable to get to Srownel's base, so that's why he had to be defensive. With that 8 Warren opening, he is gonna try and he's gonna assume that Srownel's not doing anything crazy. But it was definitely possible for 6 lizards to show up at his base right now, and that would have been game. And Srownel's actually opening with chameleons first here. Do you guys think he's gonna do an attack with that, or is that just because he He wants to build chameleons early. Ooh, did he see? Oh man, look at that. The child is such a little sneaky little guy. And he's waiting for Srownel to move across the map. He's going to get a few hits in on this Warren. Is he going to cancel that? No, he's not going to cancel it, but it's definitely going to go down to Child. He's going to try to take down even more of these Warriors. He's going to get it. He's got to sell the moles right now. Oh, the focus fire is not there. He doesn't actually get that, and he loses a lot of food with those 2 moles. I guess selling them immediately would have been better in this case, but he was so close to getting that Warren. Srownel is angry. He's moving forward with these squirrels, but I think he's not in a position to attack, and he should know this as an experienced player and change his strategy accordingly. He's going to wait for those chameleons to get on the field, taking this forward mill, which is kind of necessary because there's nothing else for him to take right here. But it's an ugly base again. It's up against the high ground, but I think once he gets it and places a few mills or Warrens up here, he is going to be in control of this game. There's no way the child can properly use this base if he doesn't secure this position. And I think if Srownel is first, that's just gonna mean he has defender's advantage. He can build himself defender's advantage on this map. He just needs to get enough food and then execute that. The child's not investing too much into economy. He's getting a decent army up so he can battle Shrownel's army. But again, I think with the chameleons in the back, that's going to be a little bit stronger than the falcons. I would like to see the child get chameleons as well for more flexibility and a more rounded army composition. Because now there's nothing to tank for the squirrels or for the falcons. Instead of getting 4 falcons, maybe it would be nice to get some chameleons instead. But each their own. Maybe he has some sick high ground picking strategies like Pingu was using. Maybe seeing that as a possibility on this map. We're gonna have to see how this game develops. And some tension here exactly in the spot where I just mentioned was gonna be contention. Because both players definitely know that this is going to define the game. Alright, the child is moving in, his falcon's doing a lot of damage. The Shrownel's chameleons are very late to the party and they go down fairly quickly. And I think actually that the child is taking a superior fight here, regardless of those 3 machine gun turrets. And this will mean, I think with the right micro, I think the child can get these pigs. Maybe at least 1. He's doing a really good job microing, but now the chameleon is here with the pigeons in the back. Srownel is saving it, letting it heal up a little bit more, and is going to defend this mill for sure. And he does. So both players on a single extra farm on top of the center 8. And now the army has thinned out for the child. I don't think he can take this fight easily anymore. The pigeons are starting to get a lot of value here. Ooh, although that falcon is still alive in the sky, dealing tons of damage. The DPS from these falcons is just so good. Now he's gonna try and get this Hula Hive, deny that secure position, but now this 2 chameleons in the front for Srownel. He's gonna try to save them. Saves 1 with around 15 HP. That's just gonna heal up and provide him effectively with 30 food. Or 30 food saved. It's not like you get 30 food. It's not like, oh, I bought this on sale, so I get $30. No, you save $30. Right, and that's very convincing here. That was the ideal fight for Srownel. The chameleons in the front, pigeons healing in the back, and the squirrel's just dealing a ton of damage. And the child is now hurting for food. His army is very small. He doesn't have the healing. This definitely favors Srownel right here. Let's look at chat for a bit. Oh, I missed the fight. But it's kind of developing the way we expect pretty much. So there's some talk about ferrets and snakes being in meta right now. Ooh. And then some people are of the opinion that, wait, what is it? That's as good as skunk snake? Huh. Okay. Falcon ferrets. Yeah, it's nice that we thought we had an established meta, but then it's still changing somehow. I think currently the units are extremely well balanced. There's just a few units like the sniper balloon, arty, and the boar that are just not picked very often because they're a little on the weaker side. But for the rest, there's a lot of rotation in the decks that are being played. So that's cool. I like that. Alright, Sniper Balloon is underestimated, Srownel? I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I like playing Sniper Balloon, Owl, and Barbed Wire and just sitting back and getting tons of owls. Barbed Wire with Sniper Balloon is very effective against pretty much any composition, but it's costly though. The problem with it is that I found that my armies were... the problem is that you spread your food out over the map and your army is smaller, so it's harder to defend multiple locations. Obviously, I mean, static defense duh, but that was so bad for me that I didn't continue playing with that playstyle. But maybe you have a better strategy, or you know how to play it better than me. It's very much possible. Anyway, that's Srownel taking the second game against the child. We're gonna go into my little paint program right here and do bing bada boom, the child gun. Moving on to the snack. Duel number 3, Srownel versus Lesnack. Here we go. Lieutenant Weasel saying, "Bring back the 120 foot Erdy." Yeah, maybe that's one way to bring it back into existence. I'm not sure if it's a good unit to have be popular though, since it's like can be very oppressive on certain maps. I mean, all units have that potential, but I think the RDA especially, but whatever. On this map, spawning in the left corner, we have Srownel, who's playing as Hopper and going for the 8 farm opening. On the top to right hand side of this map, we have Lesnack going for an economy opening as well. Hasn't queued up that last farm just yet. And I think both players have pretty much seen the entirety of the map. Snack missing the center, but he's going to be able to scout that while scouting his opponent. Alright, there we go. Full information from both sides. No warrants just yet. Maybe some tier 2 first, or double tier 1 warrants. Srownel still hasn't built anything actually. And he doesn't have tier 3, so it's not like he's saving up for that. He just wants to get a little bit more information before he builds anything. There we go. He has a ton of time to go and scout and keep an eye on the enemy now, because he has put down all the warrants that he needs to get a decent army, and he doesn't have any food to build the warrants. I'm also very sad that half the viewers have seemed to have disappeared. Maybe they cannot look at this godlike play and still feel good about themselves. Not too much going on. And indeed, this is a very long, very thin bridge. I would like to know what kind of construction materials they were using, because I can use some of that for my garden. My garden, we have a hut in the garden and it's falling apart. The only thing that's not actually falling apart is the door, and it's super hard to open it. You have to kick it in order to open the door really hard. Because it jams when it gets warm, the wood expands into the frame and then it's just stuck really badly. Anyway, back to the game. A campfire for Srownel, a campfire for Lesnek. Mirroring each other. Some snakes on the field for Lesnek. He has 3 tier 2s actually. This is a very well-rounded, well, it doesn't really have a lot of tanking, but it does have the toads. Has a lot of poke potential from the snack. And Srownel's deck's pretty much the same, but he has moles and what do you call that? Pigeons. All right, an engagement here. It's snakes and toads versus skunks, and the campfire goes down. But I think that Srownel is winning this fight in terms of food. Yeah, definitely looks like it. So that economy is not really going to come into play just yet. Or, I mean, it doesn't really matter that he lost the campfire for that. It's an interesting army composition from the snack. The toads and the snakes. Usually you want to try and poke with the snakes, and if your enemy moves forwards, run in those toads. But he just went all in on that attack. And did not come out ahead. He's gonna get in for a scout, see everything that Srownel has. Srownel built some toads of his own now. So the 3 toads are gonna deal with the 6 toads, I think, depending on how they micro them. But Srownel just has too many units to micro. He's gonna have to micro 5 different unit types, or gonna want to try and micro that. Maybe not the pigeons, they will stay in the back automatically pretty much. But if he's retreating, he will want to do a more advanced micro. But that's just very hard to execute. If you don't practice it, it's impossible. You don't know what to do. So here we go. Another engagement. Small little ledge here. Toads are super good. I think the connections are good from the snack here. Lots of gas going down though, and the snake's still alive in the back, shooting everything. Snake gets taken down. Tier 1 is dying to the gas, and because of the pigeons actually, this attack from Srownel can continue. And this is where the skunk gets a ton of value on these low army counts, attacking into buildings. Snake Warren goes down. Skunk is being healed by the pigeons. He's pulling it back at the right time. Really nice micro from Srownel actually. And slowly but surely, he's getting more and more of these squirrels in the back. He wants to keep that high ground vision, and he does that very nicely. And he's taking out a horn, so that's no more units for Lesnek. Good fight taking. Toads were very dangerous there on that small little ledge. I think that came down to army composition mostly, and of course that initial fight was lost for Lesnek, so he had a little bit less of an army, and then Srownel was able to invest that extra food that he did not lose into the moles, making a very strong push and barely having enough units to continue that push and close out the game. Could have gone differently very easily, but well played. Loving how Pro6 just does not acknowledge my 4-2-1-2-2-2 comp. I think it's a very good deck if you want to play aggressively. If you're on a map where it's easy to defend, you're pretty much screwed, but I've been experimenting with aggressive decks because I needed to train my aggression, because I was not an aggressive player and I wanted to be able to do those aggressive attacks that the gentleman was doing. So yeah, I really like the deck, Srownel. That's for sure. Moving on, it's gonna be Pingu versus, or I should say Srownel versus Pingu actually, next match. So far a flawless run from Srownel. Duel number 4, here we go. Yeah, it's the pin guy. Anyways, Srownel is playing as Hopper has spawned in the left-hand position on this map. And on the right hand position, we have Pingu playing as the quartermaster. Gonna look at the scouting patterns here. He's gonna do a counterclockwise scout from Pingu. Srownel opts to go diagonally immediately. I'm not sure. I haven't really put a lot of thought into scouting, but I think there's, in general, one of these approaches is more optimal. In the sense that you get more information faster and you're safer. I guess that scouting diagonally gives you information faster, allowing you to be a little bit safer. But then scouting counterclockwise or clockwise gives you more information on the map. It's more efficient of a route, usually. Anyway, both players open up with 8 farms, nothing special going on. This map is extremely open, but Pingu has lizards, whereas Srownel does not. So that can be a little bit of an advantage for Pingu, actually. Ooh. Pingu looks like he wants to get warrens close to this mill. But he doesn't want to have his units rally through the water, perhaps. But that makes this side sort of exposed in case of ferrets or something like that. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter this game though. And here it is, Pingu with that expansion. Srownel has taken the campfire. Commenting on the scouting strategy, don't like. Why is that a bad thing? I mean, I'm 100% serious about that. That is actually something that you need to think about, right? The way you scout affects the information you get, and this game is all about information. So I think it's worth considering what patterns there are and which ones are better and why. But I do realize that it sort of sounds like I'm just bullshitting here, but I'm not. I'm 100% serious about this. Will defend my diagonal scout to the death. Trigonometric scout is fine. Clockwise is disgusting. I mean, yeah, we all have our preferences, I guess. Alright. Not sure what to say about this part though. I am looking for words, but it's just a little bit of army buildup. Pingu has access to a fox if he wants to, and skunks as well. Skunks have not been built, and I think at this point, when the army size starts to be a little bit bigger, this is where you want to have skunks and not snakes. Because the snakes are doing poking here, but is he going to lose the pigeons? He does lose the pigeons for that. Is that worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. Communities, though, very bad at attacking into warrens, which is exactly what they're doing. Pingu with the godlike micro here, saving those snakes, but it does mean that they're not actually fighting while they are running. But he's turning the tide, except he did lose a few warrens. He lost 2 warrens in that fight, and Srownel just lost units. I think that was in favor of Srownel. I mean, army graph's pretty much equal, but then Srownel did not lose those warrens. So Pingu gonna try again, do some poke. But because of the way he moved his snakes initially, he lost the pigeons, and that's pretty much what cost him the engagement last time. And fighting outside of the warrens against this many squirrels and the communities is just not gonna work for you. He doesn't have anti-mass. He doesn't have AoE, is what I was trying to say. And it's showing right here. He's microing well, except for pigeons maybe, but that's something that is very hard to execute. I mean, that top level players have trouble with pigeon micro actually. And Srownel looks like he's in the lead right now. Yeah. Very solid. Just Srownel is not doing anything special. He's just getting the right army composition and getting just enough economy. I mean, obviously he's using his army well. I'm not saying he doesn't use his army well, but I think in general why he is winning these battles is because his army composition is superior, and he's doing the right thing with his army, and he's not being too greedy. He's just being very solid in his play, very decisive in his attacks for defense. And this is sort of questionable though, but I think he just has such a lead that he wants to press forward into this. But it does like Pingu manages to defend and only loses a single pig for it, so that's not too bad for him actually. We did cross the 5-minute mark a few moments ago, so that does mean we're on a low economy right now. And Pingu tries to make one last attack work but does not succeed. Well played, my Pingu. Well played, my Srownel. Srownel managed to take that game after proper defense and then a counter attack that was just too strong to deal with the right army composition and the pigeons in the sky. Crazy run by Srownel actually. He's doing such a good job. Took down 4 players without losing a single life. That's impressive in and of itself. And the next game is going to be against Pedro. Oh, let's hope that Pedro is going to put up more of a fight than he did in the last run, which was against Sly Fox. That's such a bad way to start commentating on someone. It's just, oh no, what did I just say? I take back. I mean, I can't take it back because it is true, but I maybe should not have said that in that way, because now everyone thinks that Pedro is just the worst player. And he's not, he's really strong. Anyway, in the right hand side position on this map, we have Srownel playing as Hopper. And to the left, it is Pedro Owl playing as Archimedes. The gentleman saying, I predicted Srownel to be one of the 2 players to actually make it to Arc 3. I haven't been playing ladder a whole lot recently, so I'm not sure on how everybody's doing. I just know that I got destroyed by Pimpintosh and by Froggo a few times. Where's Froggo actually? He's usually in chat hanging out. Alright, standard openings. Tier 2s. Let's look at the tier 2s. Srownel has the Falcon and Chameleon. Yeah, just another solid deck from Srownel actually. But he is using the Owl and not the Fox or the Badger. He could easily run Badger because he has all the units in place to do that. I mean, he has the Pigeon, which is what you do need if you're running Badger. You can simply impossible to run Badger without the Pigeon. I mean, you could do it, it's just bad. It's just very bad. Alright, both players going to go for economy. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. Wait, let's look at chat. Big Pimpintosh also did. Sounds weird. I never ran that back. Why did I improvise decks in a tournament? What the fuck, me? Alright, Srownel. Well, you did run this deck. And let's see if it works for you. Maybe it's the best deck you've ever played. I don't know. I do know that this is one of the greedier games we've seen in this this run and this cast today, actually. Alright. Is it time for you guys to start clashing and dueling it out? I'm not sure. Let's go for a scout first. That's what Pedro says. And here he is. Sees pretty much everything except for this part in the back, so he's not sure if there is a tier 3 coming. Oh, and these units are somewhat exposed. They do give information, but if you're scouting here, it's kind of dangerous to have them here, right? Fortunately for him, nothing really happened. Alright, what's the composition from Pedro? Lots of skunks, lots of squirrels, and a few, just one warren of pigeons. And there's a fight breaking out. Skunks are in the front. He's gonna pull that back. The gas is decent, but I think actually that it would have been possible for Srownel to push forward into that. But he's just gonna use these pigeons to get more value from the heals on these squirrels. Very conservative. I think that's a very good call there. Alright, here's the owl. So at this point, Pedro is just looking for time. And he's gonna try and grab this territory, secure the high ground. That will give him a lot of time, actually. Oh, he's trying to abuse this, but here's Srownel with the wraparound, and that's exactly what these chameleons want to do, actually. There's nowhere to retreat for Pedro. Chameleons are right there. He's trying to micro pull back the starter stat, but as he's doing that, he's not doing enough damage, which means that the pigeons get even more value. All of the chameleons are damaged, but none of them actually died, and they were tanking all this time, which means that that fight was just incredible for Srownel. Just like didn't lose a unit, maybe a 2 or 3 squirrels, but that's it. And Pedro just lost his entire army, so is he going to be able to defend? He picks a really good fight here in this small alley because the communities are looking for a place to fight and they cannot find it, but he pushes through, and now there's just so much at the doorstep of Pedro. He doesn't really have time to get this howl out. That's 360 food doing nothing right now. Loses his main base. And now Srownel's just right there on top of the warrens with the pigeons in the back doing all the healing. And that's game. It looks like Lieutenant Weasel was right about that. That owl looks like it will cost Pedro the game. Ripperoni, rest in peace. In one fell swoop and a little bit of mispositioning from Pedro. I mean, he was going aggressive, trying to poke, but then he allowed Srownel to wrap around his army, and that left him with nowhere to retreat. And retreating is what you want to do with those skunks, especially against chameleons. You want to fight inside of those burrows if you're getting that owl up and want to go for the later game. However, Srownel knew how to deal with that. He did it, and he did it convincingly. Bam. Pedro Owl defeated. 5 players down, and now it's time for Srownel to face off against the balls. It's the balls. Balls Chacobiobe. Can he do it? Can Srownel defeat the bones? Let's see. Duel number 6. Srownel versus Jacoby. Game number 1. Alright, spawning in the left-hand position on this map, we have Jacoby playing as Valify. He's running a standard deck. Squirrels, pigeons, falcons, skunks, badger, and the turret. Srownel, on the other hand, spawned in the top-hand position of this map and is running pretty much the same deck, except it's completely different. It has boar and fox. It has all of the things that you would not expect from Srownel. I am sincerely confused by these choices, and I think Srownel was confused by this as well. Le Bons. What is this, Srownel? The child is confused by your deck. You can bait falcon with a switch from boar to fox. Ooh, that's some next level stuff, gentlemen. But I don't know about that. I mean, switching tech in Tooth and Till is not super costly. You need a little bit of time and be careful with when you do it and how much you do it. But I don't know. Fox is gonna be. Could be defended by the turrets from Jacoby, though. I don't know. Let's look at the map. Jacoby has this base on high ground, but it's up against more high ground. But if he can secure this, he has a really nice base to play from. And then Srownel has a low ground base, has a campfire here, which he is taking. But then his expansion is not on this side. It's not here. Is it on this side? There it is, but it's on low ground. It's a terrible position to fight from, up against the natural from Jacoby. So, if you're Srownel, what do you do in this position? You have all the tier 3s. You have a decent deck. You do not run toads, though. You do not have static defenses. What is your plan on this map? I mean, he has seen what the map looks like, right? And Jacoby has as well. So I think the players have to... They have agreed on the information that is given. And Jacoby's going to try to secure this mill. And I think he's going to succeed because he's just so close to his base. His rally's going to be faster. And he already secured the mill. Srownel is going to take this mill. Is this a mill that's approachable actually from... I think there's a path from here to here to here through here to here onto these farms. So if Jacoby ever gets the scout off on this mill, he knows it's there, but he doesn't know that Srownel's taking it. Then it is possible for Jacoby to... So hello. It is possible for Jacoby to punish this. But I think Srownel's not going to get more than 5 farms on this. Maybe 4 actually. If 4. Because he's getting the Fox right now. He knows he doesn't want to make this into a long game with the way that the map's been divided. Hey, Oop, welcome back to the stream. Badger Brutality is coming up. Yeah, looks like Jacoby is building the Badger. It started pumping it out a few seconds ago. The Fox, however, is not yet building. Still, or well, the Warren is building, but the Fox itself is not. So the Badger's going to come out a little bit earlier, a lot earlier actually. So Jacoby has a small window to try and deal some damage. Oh, look at that. Super greedy, by the way, by Srownel. He took a lot of farms. That's why the Fox is delayed by so much. So I think this has to be in favor of Srownel if he can defend. But that's going to be the hard part here, because it's a Badger after all, and the Badger is really good at doing one big push and a lot of damage with it. It's pretty much unstoppable if you're on a low army count. And there's no snakes for Srownel. And there's a few pigeons in the sky for Jacoby. So let's see what's going to happen. Here we go. Badger's out. Pigeons are in the sky. There's skunks out on the field and a ton of squirrels here. Srownel has these chameleons and they start whacking, but he pulls them back for a little bit. He wants to get a better engagement. This does allow the Badger to rev up. It's right on top of the Warrens right now. Fox is out, and this is probably when he wants to attack. The Fox is going to run right into the army, and it immediately dies. And that's super bad, actually. I don't think that Srownel did notice that his Fox was going to come out. Jacoby finds that superior position there. And that's just going to be game. That is what I would call Badger Brutality. Not much you can do about that if you're Srownel. The map was definitely not in his favor, and then the timing of everything just didn't work out. If his Fox ran into the army because of the army rallying, what can you do? Pay more attention to when it spawns, I guess. Oh, this is not right. But, yeah. Well played. So that's the first life that Srownel actually loses. Ooh, did you hear that? Protocam started hosting me. Well, thanks for the host, by the way, Protocam. And Simp, welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for the follow. That means a lot to me. The chat and the interaction with the viewers is what keeps me going, so I really do appreciate that. And that does mean we are on 49 followers right now. We just need one more, and I get superior streaming priority and quality, I think. Isn't that how it works with Twitch? If you're like more popular, they devote more resources to your stream, which means you can have higher quality, lower latency, and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, getting close. We're getting there, guys. It's up to me to really improve the quality of the stream and get some bets going and that sort of stuff. It's gonna be more fun. Anyway, so far no perfect runs, like the gentleman is saying, and we're gonna go into game number 2 between Srownel and Jacoby. Let's go. For 1 second I read Joop Wolters said Srownel knew, but it was Srownel himself. Fortunately, that could have been devastating for Srownel to hear that from the one and only, not Joop, Lord Iris, Masta Joop. All right, in the left-hand position on this map we have Srownel, who's playing as Hopper. On the bottom, the right-hand side position of this map, we have Jacoby playing as Bellified. And now it's Jacoby who's running the Fox, not the Badger, actually. Srownel is not going to give up on this crazy deck of his. He's going to run the same deck. I think at the time of these games, when these games were being played, I think Srownel must have won a ton of games on ladder with this strategy, and he's like, I'm gonna use this. This is a good deck, and this is what I'm gonna use to get through Arc 1. So he's committed, which is good. Wow, that's a mill first after 8 farms. Fairly greedy, but defensible. It's very close to his farms, and he can build the Warrens right next to it. Jacoby knows he has to respond either with a lot of aggression, but he doesn't run moles, so I don't think that's gonna work. He agrees. He's gonna take this mill for himself. Not the forward mill, mind you, because that's just so close. One battle could lose him the game very easily. He's gonna get this. Wait, what? No, the cancel? Is he gonna do a push regardless? Oh Lord, that's a Fox if I've ever seen a commander standing around the back of the base. There we go. And look at this timing from Srownel. Wait, Shrownel's like, huh? What is this? What is going on? Srownel knows something funky is happening. My best guess is gonna be he's gonna build some more army. Snake? No, he doesn't have snakes. No, he knows. He's just gonna counter the Fox with a Fox. It's gonna be slightly later. He is 100% confident that that is a Fox in the back. He builds an extra farm. Yeah, he knows. Well, he assumes. And he is right in this game. Wait, Jacoby misclicked on the deck selection? Is that a joke or actually the case? Alright, so the Fox from Jacoby is actually blocked right now. What is going on? Srownel has no respect for his opponent in this game. Zero respect coming out from Srownel. Literally zero. I'm so curious as to how this game's gonna go. The Fox from Srownel is blocked because of all of these farms. He's on 5 squirrels. That's all Srownel has. He needs time right now, but I don't think Jacoby's gonna give him time. Or is he? Jacoby's on the back foot though, or I mean, he's in a very defensive position with his commander. What is he gonna do? He's gonna take this mill for territory or no? I think that's for territory mostly. Fox is out really soon. First skunk's gonna pop. There it is. He has pigeons in the sky to sustain a push. Alright, here it is. Queuing up some farms. And here's the Fox. Shrownel's not gonna allow him to get an easy pick with the Fox on the farms. He's gonna sacrifice a bunch of scrolls to get that. And I think that's reasonable. And his own Fox is out right now. I think Srownel actually managed to defend because Jacoby simply did not attack, and now he is ahead in the economy game. Moving forward here, taking the first shot with that commander. And here's the Chameleon. Foxes are in the back. Lots of gas going down. I think Srownel will want to retreat here, maybe. Just because, oh, the Fox battle is real. He gets the first shot on the Fox. I gets a hit on the fox with the chameleon. I wanted to say that, but he was unable to get the finishing snipe on Jacoby's fox, but it was close though. These fox battles are so intense. Alright. Alright. Tanking some more shots from the... Oh, and this is gonna go well. The chameleons are on top of the fox, and the fox goes down from Jacoby. Jacoby obviously not aware of the plans from Srownel, and Srownel just doing such a good job of fighting that fight. He did have a superior economy though, but that was just a fight well taken. And Srownel's just everywhere now. He's taking care of the mill, taking care of the warrens. He has so much more army value, and the fox up. The fox is low in health though. It's on 6 health right now. But I don't think, even without the fox, I think Srownel's gonna finish out this game. Jacoby's trying to do he's doing his best, but he can't do much more right now. This fox micro my eyes. The gentleman with the burn on Jacoby. He's like, Jacoby has some brain lag apparently. That's not good. Srownel. Oh man, he lost the game to Jacoby with an unfortunate fox spawn and map actually, but he managed to take this game with a superior fight. And crazy economy, like, I'm so surprised that Jacoby was unable to punish that. Oh, let's not move the mouse. Ooh, up. Let's look at this. Diddle-diddle-doo. So boss Jacoby takes 1 life from Srownel before being defeated in the 6th duel. And now we're moving on to the 7th duel, which is also against boss Jacoby. More replays. Here we go. Duel 7, Srownel versus Jacoby, game number 1. I lost a game to Jacoby because I wasn't good enough to realize map warranted a change of plan. Let's be honest, blame's on me. Okay. Even if map didn't want to help. I don't know. Not sure if you're being sarcastic or serious about that, but what can you do about map RNG? Sometimes your deck works on the map, and sometimes it's just suboptimal, I'd say that. Right, anyways, Srownel spawned on the left-hand corner on this map and is playing as Hopper, whereas Jacoby... I should do more swirling, right? Or is that bothering you? Jacoby has spawned on the southeast side of the map and is playing as Archimedes this time, switching it up. No more Bellified for him. He's sick of that, sick of losing. This is boss Jacoby, duel number 7, evolved. And this map is weird, guys. What's going on with the map? Where are my natural expansions? Well, for Srownel, there's one over here, but it's sort of awkward, but I think he can secure this position, which does mean that this attack path down here is open, but Jacoby doesn't really have the units apart from the chameleons to try and abuse that. Jacoby, on the other hand, where's my natural? Where's my natural? It's not here. There is no natural. He has 2 campfires and then these 2 watery, soggy, very Dutch-like, very true to their nature, irrigation everywhere. This is the Flevoland of Tooth and Tail. It's just all water. We're still working on the pumps to pump away all the water so we can cultivate the land, but so far we're not doing a great job. It's just mostly water right now. Am I on the game screen though? Should be. Wait, Yoop, you live in Flevoland? Well, guys, now you know where Yoop lives. It's right here, between the campfire and this mill. Anyway, let's go back to the game. A campfire was taken. Tier 2s have been built. Falcons for Srownel, whereas Jacoby has some chameleons. Srownel is doing exactly what I expected to happen here. He's gonna try to secure this position so he can take the natural later on in the game. This also means that if he ever loses a fight right here and Jacoby wins it and he has a few units left, this is gonna be destroyed, which means that Srownel should lose the game from there. So this is a risk. Putting some of your warrants in front here is a pretty big risk. It means it forces you to not lose any fights that you take. On the positive side, however, it does mean that you have defender's advantage in this position. So you will want to sit back a little bit and get an expansion up before doing anything else. So that means that Jacoby knows what the game plan from Srownel is, which means he can adjust his own game plan. He's gonna get an owl, he's already building it, or the warren at least, which is 2/3 of the way done. And is gonna grab a mill for himself. The economy is equal so far. Both players are respecting each other and getting a lot of army. Jacoby does not want to build that in front, and he needs to cancel his warren to get the owl building. Sorry about that. Srownel is not building any tier 3s. You know why? He doesn't have any. He's gonna make a super aggressive push here. He has moles with this army. He has toads, falcons, pigeons in the back. And he's gonna use these falcons to actually harass. Oh! That's a really nice fight that Srownel's taking here. Toads in front, falcons in the back, dealing out all the damage, and the toad explosions were good. The moles are now tanking for him, and he's on the economy, he's on the warrants. I don't think this owl is going to matter. Holy crap, a powerful attack if I've ever seen one. And the mole micro getting the owl warren in time before it spawns anything. Nothing that Jacoby can do there. That was very, very decisive and very effective, surprisingly. Extreme aggression from Srownel here. Not in the cheesy sense, but in the straight up fight-taking sense. Hats off to you, Mr. Srownel. Alright. Bada bing, bada boom. That means boss Jacoby has been taken down, and Srownel advances with 3 lives remaining, losing only 1 to Jacoby in the 6th duel. I am going to find the updated chart that the gentleman has just sent me. Open original. And then here we go. The 21 Duels Challenge chart, episode number 5. Frago and Dushu were dropped in the first arc. And let's look at the contestants for today. We had Sly Fox first. Sly Fox went up against the child, lost 1 life, then defeated the child once, twice, defeated Le Snack, and then had to face off against Pingu. Pingu put on his next level mask, and he just took 2 lives away from Sly Fox with some really solid play. Then, unfortunately for Pingu and good for Sly Fox, he managed on his last life to defeat Pingu. He also managed to defeat Pedro Owl, but boss Jacoby turned out to be too much for Sly Fox, taking him out of the tournament. Then our next contestant was Srownel. He started really solid, just really solid play, playing against the child, winning, playing against the Snack, Pingu, and Pedro Owl, winning all of those games. 5 players defeated in a row. Well, 5 duels, 4 players defeated in a row, not losing a single life. Then boss Jacoby with a very aggressive Badger play, and the Fox from Srownel just spawning in the middle of the army from Jacoby, not being able to do any form of poking, losing that game. But then Srownel with the comeback, defeating Jacoby with a Fox versus Fox game with superior fight taking, sniping the Fox from Jacoby. And then also in the final battle with a really decisive push on 1 mill and maybe 1 farm, or one mill and a campfire, including moles and toads taking the fight perfectly, pigeons in the back, just very, very aggressive, and he took down Boss Jacoby, losing only a single life in arc number 1. Fortunately for the gentleman, because if he didn't lose a life, that would mean there was a player with potentially 5 lives, which would then mean that he would have to create 5 replays for every game that we have to cast. Well, yeah. In reality, you're right, Srownel. Your fox did run into it. You kind of pulled it into the army, but what can you do if you're microing your army back? It's just unfortunate. And the rest of those games were definitely very solid, looking very strong as a player right now. So that was that for today's cast. I want to thank everyone who was right there with me in chat, being super active. We had a really good stream today, that's for sure. Thank you, the gentleman, for organizing the tournament, and I hope to see you guys next time on the next cast, which is going to be next Tuesday. And I hope I'm not late like I was today, but singing class is just so much fun, and I can't leave without playing an extra few songs with my friends there. So, thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope you have a great day or a great night. Bye-bye.